So this was a joint effort. We had huge support from Local 2200, the president and the whole team, the bargaining team, and from our Local 111 brothers and sisters. They basically gave us the mandate. I mean, we ran with it.
Our members helped us fight for this. This was a collective agreement in every sense of the word. Our members came out, gave us a 99% strike vote. Thousands of them came out in one day. They were out there doing leafleting at SkyTrain stations. They were not wearing their uniforms. They were participating in an overtime ban. Whatever the union asked them to do, whatever the bargaining committee called for, our members stepped up and fought with us.
When the national president sits at the table with his assistants, I think that 315,000 members throughout Canada, with the solidarity that we had, not only that solidarity, but the solidarity of the two local unions, which in 30 years I've never seen solidarity between the two locals like I had at this round of bargaining.
We knew we had had a number of actions leading into this moment, and we decided to call a full-blown strike at that moment, which it woke up everybody. It woke up the premier, it woke up the mayors, people were getting involved, there was lots of calls being made. And so this is the kind of moment where you have to seize the moment and seize the power that you have and understand it, and that's what we did that day, and that's why we like to deadline bargain at Unifor.
The way our organization is structured is that when we have our members and communities that need some leadership, then we all pull together. So I'm here to work with the bargaining committees, I'm here to work with Gavin, I'm here to work with Chris. So we've got a lot of firepower in here, but it's also our way of saying to all levels of government and to Translink, we mean business.
He did what he does best. He helped us work through the issues. He helped keep the pressure on the company. The media was watching us literally move from room to room. They could see the passes, and his sense of timing was just impeccable. He knew when we needed to move throughout the day, how we needed to move.
So we talked to the committee, and then we had a good discussion, and we went back to the room to tell the company, listen, we think we're close, but you're going to have to make some additional moves. And then we went to tell the company that we would give another half an hour before we would begin the strike. The press, as you can see, was all camped out in the Western Bayshore. They were anxious for information, and that was us and Jerry going to the company to say, you've got 30 more minutes to get this done.
We're at a very critical point right now. So what we just talked to the corporation about was extending the deadline for another 30 minutes. The company's going to get back to us in 15, 20 minutes from now. So it makes sense that we just put a hold on everything, which is what we're doing for the next half an hour. So we're postponing the strike.
You know, there's some moments in bargaining where you actually understand the kind of power that you have. When our members were solidly behind us, they had done an incredible amount of work preparing to take the city out on strike and for their issues. They'd done tons of work in the weeks leading up to it, and we understood and knew the kind of power we have. And that moment was about seizing that moment and closing the deal. And that was what was going on in the last 30 minutes. We had some priorities that were important to our members, and we certainly delivered on every one of them.
Everyone in Vancouver was waiting to see what was going to happen. The ball was in the company's court. We firmly put that ball in the company's court, and at the end of the day, within that half an hour, we came back and we knew we had a deal.
In a complex deal like this one, because we were dealing with skilled trades, we were dealing with drivers, and so we wanted to make sure that they understood that we were meeting their priorities. Sometimes the numbers, the way that they come out, aren't as clear unless you break down what the raise is going to look like. So in that part of the video, Jerry's walking them through to say, here's how this meets your goals. One of which was parity with QP workers who do the same work on the SkyTrains, and the other one for the drivers was parity with workers in Toronto at the Toronto Transit Commission, where they live in a similar sized city, a similar sized transit system, and we were trying to close the gap and achieve parity or close to parity with the TTC workers.
Our committee, although there were difficult moments, they never lost sight of the key goal of getting a fair agreement for our members.
I am here to say that I'm speaking on behalf of the bargaining committees to say that we are quite pleased with the agreement that we have reached. It has certainly reached many of the objectives that we set forward to resolve. And like I said, we have a tentative agreement, and I think that's the news that everybody in the lower mainland of BC is looking to hear. So thank you very much for your patience, and thank you all so much for your support during this very, very difficult set of negotiations. Thank you.